Imagine you have to go to the toilet really, really badly. Really badly. And number 2. Imagine the only place you have to go to a toilet is under a tree, by a bush, or beside a riverbank. Imagine your grandmother. She's old. And she has to walk 1 kilometer into the field to relieve herself. Imagine a 12-year-old girl. She stops going to school. Puberty starts, and her parents want to protect her honor. In some states in India, she will be married off before the legal age. Now step into a completely different world. The world of luxury, the world of beauty. Imagine a woman looking at herself in the mirror. She puts on her cream and thinks, this anti-aging is actually working. I already look 10 years younger. Now imagine both these worlds somehow being connected. They are. It has to do with my first trip to India and the company I launched, Abhati. I'm a British-born Indian. I've lived many years here in Switzerland, in a little canton called Appenzell. I went to India for the first time at the age of 22. For me, it was exhilarating. The smells, the noise, the hustle, the bustle, and of course, the food. One day, a woman approached me. A young mother with 2 small children. She asked me if I would look after her children so she could find a quiet spot to go to the toilet. This mother had not been to the toilet all day and needed to leave her children with a complete stranger. Ironic that a country like India can build an atomic bomb and not have the right facilities in place. Ironic that a country like India boasts that over half its population has access to a mobile phone and yet cannot deliver a basic human right, a toilet. So I started to talk about this everywhere, even at dinner parties. I wasn't always being invited back, but that was okay. I carried on. It was a taboo that needed to be addressed. A friend once said, Anju, why don't you just give cash? It's easier. But for me, that was never going to be a sustainable model. I've worked many years for non-profit organizations in London and then later here in Switzerland. I ran a refuge for women who sought safety for themselves and for their children. These were women who were victims of domestic violence. I loved my work, but my biggest frustration was always running after funds. We didn't know if we were going to exist 6 months down the road. That's when I became an entrepreneur. I wanted to learn how to make money, and I knew one day I would use this for good. I'd like to share a video that friends pulled together. We used it to successfully crowdfund the start of Abhati.
It is white. White? White. In your house. In the bathroom. City center. Inside in the school. And in some more places. To make pipi and caca. We have 2 downstairs and 2 upstairs. My mom and me and my dad and my sister has 2 toilets.
Let's talk toilets. When it comes to toilets, the hard fact is 40% of the world's population, or 2.5 billion people, have no toilet at home. What do people without toilets do? 1 billion of the Earth's population poop in public. 1.5 billion seek privacy to do their business, for example, in buckets. Is that okay? No. Public defecation leads to disease, epidemics, and social exclusion. Is there a solution? Yes, and it's actually quite simple. Sanitation can reduce contamination and resulting deaths by 37.5%. Hand washing alone reduces deaths by 35%. How can we achieve this? By making sanitation every child's birthright, by supporting the Abhati Suisse campaign to help launch Abhati One Hand Washes the Other Hand Wash solution. Who is Abhati Suisse? We are a Swiss-based cosmetic company. Abhati is our premium natural cosmetic line, merging Indian and Swiss herbology and Swiss technology. One Hand Washes the Other is our hand wash solution and initial product launch.
The solution is build more toilets, right? Raise funds, build toilets, problem solved. That's what we thought. But actually what's needed in a country like India is a behavioral shift up here. Education. Generations and generations of Indians have open defecated and still do. And my talks in the villages, in the rural areas, were the guys would say, "We've always done it this way. Fresh air." And the women would say, "No, Anju, I want privacy and I want safety for myself and for my children." And they also shared their individual stories of abuse, rape, going down to a riverbank. So we at Abhati put our focus on girls. We believe that girls are the agents of change. There's a saying in emerging countries, educate a boy and you educate one individual. Educate a girl and you educate a whole community. And these girls later on become women with a voice, the first step to equality. So you're probably all wondering, how do we fund the education of girls? I wanted to combine business with philanthropy. I wanted to start a social enterprise. I believe the beauty industry is a very fickle industry. I wanted to address that and give it a soul. I've been very fortunate to be able to round up some of the most renowned people from the beauty industry, cosmetic formulators, chemists, Geza Schön, a trailblazer in the perfume industry known as the Nose. Paperlux, a design team that only works with luxury brands like Hermes. Everyone worked on Abhati and donated their time for free, purely to be able to make the impact. Every time you buy a product from us, skincare, body care, hair wash, you will be sending a girl to school. And on our new website, we will make this far more transparent about the impact that we all make together. I'm often asked what my challenges are. There's many challenges, but one of the challenges is being a social enterprise, you really do give a large chunk of your profit away to your partnerships, which means we don't have the funds necessary to go and do marketing. So we have to get creative within the business. And for me, that is really trying to start a movement with everyone who will support us and also talk about us. We partnered with an NGO called Educate Girls. A lot of research went into the right partnership. NGOs, for me, was one of the most sustainable organizations around educating girls because they get community ownership. They get everyone to buy into the girls finishing their education. In some states in India, like Rajasthan, only 1 out of 100 girls will reach grade 12. With Educate Girls, we managed to bring back 80,000 girls into school. These girls would not have had an education otherwise. This year, I'm proud to say we were also certified, the first Swiss company to be certified by B Corp. We stand alongside other companies like Patagonia, Ben & Jerry's, and B Corps are actually certified. There's various criteria, but predominantly for environmental and social good. These are measured by the B Corps, which means for me, I have a governance board who watches over the work we do, and it allows us to walk our talk. Reimagine a new world. Reimagine a world where safe sanitation, toilets, water, and education is a norm for everyone. Reimagine a world where vanity becomes humanity. And lastly, dear TEDsters, reimagine a world where one hand truly does wash the other and gives the luxury of an education to a girl. It really is that simple to make a difference. Namaste.